So, if you're just starting out with your online shop or a website that you hope is going to help you gain business, what things should you be doing to start the ball rolling? There are the obvious ones like getting a Facebook page going or an Instagram account, or if you're insane enough, maybe a Twitter account too. But the truth is, those platforms are not really going to help you that much because, as I'm sure you've noticed yourself, getting somebody's attention on social media is painfully difficult these days, and in the case of Facebook, it's made even more difficult when you create a page. They tend to not want to show the posts of pages organically these days. Ask yourself this: how many pages that you follow do you see appearing on your newsfeed that are not sponsored appearances? And when you do see them, how many of them do you click on in the second or two that they have your attention? I'm guessing not many. There are many reasons for this, chief among them being that people's attention spans are short these days, and they are getting shorter the longer we have social media to scroll through. Starting a marketing plan with just social media as your platform is probably not going to get you the traffic that you need. Well, at least not the kind of traffic that you want, the buying kind. So what things can we do to get the attention we need in order to close out a sale or at least get an inquiry? In my experience, one of the best things you can do is start off with what I like to call forum foraging. In marketing, there's this old term that sounds pretty corny, but it really makes a lot of sense, and it simply says, fish where the fish are. Let's just say, for instance, you have an online business selling fly fishing equipment. Seeing as we're using fishing as our theme here, it seems appropriate. I'm pretty sure that you will most likely already be involved in some online groups where fly fishing is the topic of discussion. You know how it goes on forums like these. There are seekers of information and there are providers of information. You need to become a provider of information to the seekers. Since you're already selling equipment for this particular pastime, you will no doubt qualify as a provider of information. So if somebody on the forum asks a question about fishing gear that you already have an answer for, you've just been given a golden opportunity to begin building equity with a hopefully large enough audience who are all there to learn or share what they know. There's a bit of an art to this. You really can't just go and start posting links to your product pages straight away. The forum moderators and the audience will immediately see you as a marketer, and whatever you have to say will either be deleted or possibly just swept under the table as being pure sales talk. Most people who hang out on forums are quite good at sniffing out the spammers in their ranks. So what's an effective approach? Let's just say a new member has joined the group or forum and they want to know what the best rod and reel is for a beginner. So armed with what you already know about the range of products, what you do next is you lay out your top 3 options and you tell them why you think they should consider them. The next question is probably going to be, well, where can I find these items? And that's where what you need to do is skillfully weave together an answer with hints at where solutions can be found. In other words, on your shop. It's probably a good idea to avoid doing this immediately. Just be patient, and in time you will build trust with the audience. Then you can begin to send them to your pages either directly on the forum or in private messages. Private messages are probably the best option. This tactic has worked well for me in the past, but be mindful of coming across too strong. As you know, there's always more than one expert for any given question, so know that if you are recommending product X, somebody else might be in favor of product Y, and there is a strong chance that you could get sucked into a never-ending argument over whose product is better. Trust me, this will only sap your energy. Always remember why you were in that conversation in the first place and keep your eye on winning a customer or two. So that's just one way of starting your online authoritative presence, but as I said in my last video, you should also be building rich content on your website so that the mighty Google begins to see you as an authority on whatever product you are selling to. Once that happens, higher organic search results will follow, and that's where you can win the customers who do extensive research before making their decision on what to buy. One of the key things that I highly encourage all my website customers to do is to build a mailing list. This is probably the most effective way of communicating directly with your customers these days and keeping them informed about your special offers or any other exciting developments that you're making in your business. The reason it's so valuable is that once you have a good list of people who you can inbox, you don't have to rely on the likes of Facebook or any other social media platform to push your message. The email inbox is one of the most sacred places in people's digital lifestyles these days. And if you can get in there with a good, compelling message, you stand a much greater chance of making a sale than you will do using any kind of social media boosted post. Statistics show that with a good distribution and sample size, there is at minimum a 2 to 4% hit rate with email marketing, which explains why you still get so much spam these days. It just works. I would rather spend the marketing budget on running competitions that get people to sign up to your list than hand over good money to social media companies. I have some serious trust issues with social media. One of the really fascinating things about email marketing is that your bulk email provider will be able to tell you exactly who opened your email, how many times they opened it, and what links they clicked on when they did. To the best of my knowledge, this kind of detail is totally absent from the likes of Facebook or Google, who will give you very high-level metrics about who did what on your site or on your advert. So, armed with this information, you can easily begin to target those who opened up your offers with follow-up emails. Over the years since I've been doing this sort of thing, email marketing has been my most satisfactory marketing tool. I remember selling out a photo safari within 2 days of sending out an email to 12,000 forum members a few years ago, which was great. I also recall throwing a fair amount of money at Facebook and not receiving a single click-through on my ads at that time. I did get a lot of people from the Orient liking my page after that episode, even though I was specifically targeting North America and Europe. The other thing to be mindful of is that you will own this mailing list. It doesn't belong to Facebook or any other social media platform. Have you noticed that you don't have the ability to send an email to any of your followers on social media platform? That's because social media own the list of people who like your page, not you. Your mailing list is one of your most powerful digital assets, so you really should spend time on building it. And I know what your next question is going to be. How do I build this list? Well, there are some tactics that you can use to get people to sign up. As I mentioned, you can run competitions on social media that direct people to your website and have the sign up or to the mailing list be a mandatory aspect of the competition. Another way is to encourage people to sign up by using discount codes, and I've seen this work quite well with shops like Takealot, Superbalist, etc. Typically, they'll offer you 10% off your first purchase, and then to send you the coupon code, obviously they have to have your email address. So remember, the important thing is that you are building an audience that you want to have trust you over a long period of time. So it's very important to treat their email inbox with respect. Don't go flouting bulk email rules by emailing them multiple times a day or even per week, especially if the message or your offer isn't changing. They'll just unsubscribe and all of your effort will go to waste. And please, whatever you do, don't ever try to send bulk email from your private email program like Outlook or MacMail. Doing that will land you in serious hot water with your internet service provider, and you will most likely get your domain name blacklisted with most email providers. It can be very counterproductive when that happens, because then any personal email you send will also be flagged as spam and probably won't reach the recipient if you get a legitimate inquiry. What you need to do is sign up to a bulk emailing service. There are many of these, and for startups with less than 2,000 people, I can highly recommend MailChimp. Their systems are really easy to use and can make child's play of marketing emails by linking directly in with WooCommerce. I'll produce a video on how that works in a little while. But that's it for this one. If you need any help with any of the stuff that I've mentioned, please contact me directly. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out when I post a new video. Until next time, take care.